Minecraft Live 2022 is coming out pretty soon. All the videos for the mob vote. We have the Sniffer, Rascal, and the Tuff Golem. And I wanted to talk about a few of the ideas I have. This background footage is for a future video. If you want to know more about it, make sure to watch my live stream here. I'll have a card annotation. And if you haven't watched the little short animation videos that Mojang have made, make sure to look in the description down below and I'll have links to each of them. So I want to talk about the ideas I have for each of them and what I think the Minecraft 1.20 update will be. So let's talk about the first one that was released, which was the Sniffer. The Sniffer is supposed to be this aquatic ancient plant mob based off what they were saying about it being ancient.
They look ancient.
These are sniffer eggs. I thought they were extinct.
That gave me an idea of what I think that the update will be. I think the update will be an ancient update, and I think it will actually include potentially the portal for the Deep Dark Ancient City, and also include anthropology, be able to find fossils. Next thing I want to talk about is the Sniffer and more about it. So you pretty much get to find these like little ancient eggs, and then you can hatch the Sniffer from that, and it will also be able to add a new plant is what they were talking about, and I'm guessing that new plant would make it so you could breed the Sniffer like how you would breed turtles. The next one we have is the Rascal, which I think is the most unique mob, but we don't know much about it, so I want to suggest some of my ideas. The Rascal is pretty much a mob that you would find in the caves, and it's a non-hostile mob, just as the rest of these mobs. And you would have to play hide and seek, or at least that's how they put it in the video. You would have to find it 3 times before you would actually be able to get an item from it. If you find it 3 times, it would give you an item. Now, with the loot that we currently have in the game, I don't think this would be the most useful mob. I think it would add a unique gameplay element, something that you could find in the caves. I think we need more non-hostile mobs in the game and non-hostile mobs in the caves. And actually, the design of the mob that I'll show right here looks a lot like the Goblin Traders mod, if you have seen that, which I'll show right here. It looks a lot like that and reminds me of that. So I could actually imagine that as like a non-hostile trader, but I don't think that's what they're going for with this mob. But I could see them adding something like that in the future, like a cave trader that you find in the caves, kind of like the wandering trader. That being said, I think that they need to add some more loot for the Rascal to give you if you find it. My idea was maybe the Rascal could give you a compass, like how there is the lodestone type of thing, or there is the compass connected to the Deep Dark Ancient City. I forget what it's called, but essentially where you could find spawn or you could find your last death point. Pretty much, I think if we could have a compass or potentially a map or something that it gives you where you can find a certain biome, maybe it's like a location for finding the Deep Dark Ancient Cities, or maybe it's a compass to find a new biome, or maybe it gives you, if it is an ancient update, maybe it gives you the thing to light the Deep Dark Ancient portal, or maybe it potentially gives you the brush for brushing fossils and brushing artifacts away to find artifacts. I don't know. I think that it definitely will need some potential of adding new loot besides just an enchanted iron pickaxe, is what they showed in the video. And I think that if they don't do anything like that, it will still be a potentially useful and unique mob, because you could it could be useful for early game and for people that are speedrunning. It kind of also reminds me of how piglins barter. It reminds me a lot like that. The next mob we have, or the last mob, is a Tuff Golem, which I kind of find interesting. It's similar to how the Copper Golem works, where it was where if it oxidized fully, it would be frozen and you could kind of use it as a statue, or at least that's what I remember. This is kind of like an item frame or a moving item frame where it can hold an item and then move around and then it will also freeze. Now, with the Tough Golem, I really hope that if it is added to the game that they would add the ability to permanently freeze it, like you can beeswax copper blocks to pretty much keep it as a copper block. I don't know how they would do it for the Tough Golem, but I would want them to make it so that you can keep the Tough Golem statue completely frozen so it would not move. But maybe they would also add a potential other item that if you wanted it to start moving again, you could hit it with that and it would start moving once again. I think that would be a very interesting dynamic to the game. I also think with the Rascal, if we go back a little bit, the Rascal could be useful as kind of like a roulette game people could use for mini games, Threadstone and stuff like that for maps. So that's what I think is going to happen. I really think that this update is going to be an ancient update and they're going to deliver on some of their promises with the anthropology update and artifacts. And I really think, based off of the video for the 2020 Minecraft Live 2020, that it will be also include the Deep Dark Ancient City portal being lit. I'll show you why I think so right here. You can see that they moved right there and it kind of lit it, kind of like went towards it and it was kind of like all there. I feel like that is a hint towards that, and them also saying ancient is kind of a hint towards it being an ancient update. I have no idea what it will be, but that's what I think. If you do want to participate in a poll that I am holding on my Twitter, make sure to go over to my Twitter. I'll have a card indentation right here, and I'll have a link in the description if you're interested. I am only having it for a day, so make sure and go over there as soon as possible. What mob do you want? Make sure to either comment down below or go over to my Twitter for the poll. Make sure to subscribe if you're new, and leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Peace out. Bye.